Preparing to live stream the meeting.
Come on. I gotta get over here.
Okay, I think just a few seconds.
You're putting us on YouTube. Go on live. Go on mute.
Anna. Okay, YouTube is loading. Okay, hello. I think we are live. I apologize for the few-minute delay. We had a few technical difficulties. But welcome everyone to our first ever live stream event for Virtual Family Day. Today we're here to...
I am so sorry to interrupt us. I don't see us on YouTube yet.
Oh, I do.
On the Mia Teaching Artists?
Yes.
The link that we got from Family Day, I'm not seeing us.
No?
I clicked from the Family Day page to get here.
And you're not seeing.
Where are you seeing us?
I'm seeing us in this link. Let's see. Why am I seeing the live? This is the Mia Teaching Artists.
Krista sees us. Krista, did you get there from the Family Day page?
10 watching now.
Okay, great.
Okay. So I think we are live, indeed. Thank you all for bearing with us as we learned the ropes of live programming. Until now, we have done pre-recorded videos, but today I'm so delighted to have Jayanthi from Give Get Sisted and Beverly join us for our event with stories and songs celebrating women in honor of Women's History Month. And while we have people settling in and joining us live, if you want to share where you're tuning in from, we would love to hear where it is that you are joining us from. I am Natalia. I'm the Family Learning Associate at MIA, and I'm joining into this event from southern Spain. So this is about 4:30 p.m. here, 6 hours ahead. And I know we just had the time change, so I hope that everyone got their clocks reset and still got a good night's rest. And we're so excited to have you join us to sing and share stories together. Just for those who are not as familiar with Virtual Family Day, I wanted to share a little bit more about what we are offering these days. We have, let's see, I'm going to share my screen. And hope you can see the screen. So you can find the recording from today's event and also complimentary activities on our Virtual Family Day website, and you can check it out at any time. It will be online for indefinitely, so please feel free to keep checking out our activities from your home. And also, until 2 p.m. today, we are distributing free Family Day artist totes where you'll find art materials to try at home. And this month we have mini basket making and mini sweater making. And also you get to try weaving on a cardboard loom. So hope you and your family can pick up a tote this weekend. And this is offered every month, both Saturday and Sunday during the weekend of Family Day, which continues every second Sunday of each month from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 3rd Avenue entrance. There's no reservation necessary for the totes, and it's while supplies last, and generally we have 300 totes available. So hope you can pick one up. I think now we can go ahead and start our program. Today we have Jayanthi from the All Women's Improvisational Chorus, Give Get Sisted, as well as beloved local storyteller Beverly Copman here to share their stories and songs with us. So without further ado, let us meet Jayanthi. Jayanthi, will you come join us?
Peace and blessings, everyone. My video should be, there it is. Peace and blessings. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me all right?
You sound great. Yes. Oh, you just went on mute.
Thank you for your patience. Can you hear me all right now?
Yes, thank you.
Peace and blessings. My name is Jayanthi Rajasa, also formerly known as Jayanthi Kyle, and I am part of the Give Get Sisted, and I'm just so proud to be a part of this day, especially in honor of some of the amazing women that I know that are part of the MIA, which is especially Dr. Josie Robinson Johnson and Boo Boo, and you know, my sister Kazadi's son Om, and so many amazing artists like Janata Petrus and Deja Joel, and so many great artists that have gone through there that I've gotten to partner with and love and respect, and Krista Pearson. Anyways, thank you so much for having me here today, and I want to teach a song, especially in this time that we are all getting to share with each other and ride the waves of. We are experiencing more of a need for healing and you know, a togetherness, a unity even of your own self. And so there's a song that we were taught by Amy K. Bryant, who is part of the Give Get Sisted, and we all love to weave and share and pour into each other songs that we receive and hear and love and even birth. And so this is a song that she taught to us by, and I'm not sure if I have the pronunciation right, but I'm going to give it a try. Thich Nhat Hanh. Can someone help me, please?
Thich Nhat Hanh?
That is right. Thich Nhat Hanh. Yes. Yes. Thank you. So this is a song that was created from their words. And it is called breathing in and breathing out. And should I go ahead and teach that? Start teaching that? Breathing in, breathing out. Please do the motions with me. Feel free to. Breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free, I am free, I am free. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free. And so when I like to teach that song and when I like to sing that song, I like to sing it with others. And I'm so happy to sing it with you today. And as I sing, I like to leave the space for you to repeat. And with the Give, Get, Sis, Tet, we love to kind of start to ripple the song. And you'll hear all of our voices weave together. The Give, Get, Sis, Tet is made of 7 members. And we love to share our songs with each other and sing with just using the sound of our voices and no other instruments. And the best thing about using your voice as your instrument is that you don't have to pack it up. You don't have to do too much with it. But the most beautiful thing about it is that it's a muscle. And so that means you can use it every day. You want to stretch it. And you want to make sure that you are keeping it going and exercising that beautiful, amazing muscle. And lifting up your voice. One of the Give, Get, Sis, Tet members is Alicia Steele, and she loves to say, step forward, step back. Take the time to exercise your voice when you need to, or maybe you've exercised it too much. Maybe you need to step back a little bit. So I'm going to step back for a moment, and we are going to take a look at that video of the Give, Get, Sis, Tet. It is Kenna Kamara Cotman and I that are exemplifying some of the motions. But the beautiful thing about this song and all songs is that you can make it your own. When your voice takes it, it might even sound a little bit different, and take pride in that. And think that that's beautiful, that you get to be so unique. And you can even create some of your own actions. Sometimes I like to switch it up and make my voice sound different at different times and make my actions be different at different times. So enjoy this video.
Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. I am free. I am free. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am water, reflecting what is real, what is true, and I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower.
Remember,
I am fresh as the dew.
remember your soil.
I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth.
Support you.
I am free. I am free. I am free.
Your spine is tall.
Breathing in, breathing out.
Your third eye.
Breathing in, breathing out.
The space.
I am water, reflecting what is real, what is true,
Listen.
and I feel there is space deep inside of
Move
me.
inside your space.
I am free, I am free, I am free. I am free, I am free, I am free.
Give, get, sis.
Thank you so much, Jayanthi and Give Get Sister. Sorry I had to pause the video before we got to hear from all of the wonderful members of Give Get Sister, but you can find the video where you can sing along the song Breathing In and Breathing Out anytime you'd like on the Virtual Family Day website. And also get to learn more about each and every one of the Give Get Sistet members in this series of intro videos that you see at the end of the song. So hope you can revisit and keep singing this wonderful song after the event. And now we have Beverly Kopman, also known as Auntie Beverly, who tells stories, myths, and folk tales rooted in African and African American traditions. We're so lucky and happy to have her here. And today she'll be sharing some stories with us, celebrating all the wonderful women in her life. Thank you, Beverly, for joining us.
Thank you, Natalia. Wasn't that a beautiful song? Oh, breathing in, breathing out. I think that song will stay with you for a long time. And whenever you are feeling sort of stressed or anxious or maybe upset about something, try to remember that song and maybe just go through the motions. It was wonderful. So thank you, Jayanthi and Give Get Sextet. I am Auntie Beverly, and I am a storyteller. I love telling stories. I would just tell stories forever and ever if I could. Most of the stories I tell are African and African American folk tales and fables and myths and legends and wonderful, wonderful stories that have just been around for a long time. But today I am going to share a story with you about someone very important to me. My Aunt Charlene. My Aunt Charlene, oh, she was wonderful. And I would bet that you have someone in your family and in your life that is like my Aunt Charlene. So I will tell you some things about me and about her because she was a woman of love and strength, of love and strength. So she had the softness of knowing that she was loved and she loved us. But she had the strength to go through all the trials and tribulations of life. So I will tell you some little snippets of my life with my Aunt Charlene. First, my Aunt Charlene was one of 4 sisters. They were the Edwards girls of Kansas City, Missouri. There were 4 of them. There was Beatrice. She was thin and tall and kind of exotic looking. And then there was Pat. Her real name was Editha, but everybody called her Pat. And she was so beautiful. Oh, she had lots and lots of friends and lots of boyfriends too. Then there was Charlene, who I always think of as goodness personified. That's exactly how she was. And then there was Patricia. That was my mother. And she was feisty and very independent, but she also had a touch of vulnerability. So I was born in, 1943, but I was born in Berkeley, California. And my mother and I stayed there for about 3 years. And when we came back to Kansas City, my mom had a job where she had to work at night. Well, I couldn't stay at home by myself. And so I went to live with my Aunt Charlene and my Uncle Eddie and my cousin Edith Marie. And at that time, Eddie Jr. And then after a while, there was Roger. And after a little while, there was Gregory. And so I was about 3 years old when I went to live with Aunt Charlene. And it was fun because I had been an only child. And now I had brothers and a sister, even though they were my cousins. Then it was time for school. And we went to Wenda Phillips Elementary School. It was probably about 3 blocks away. And so we would walk to school. Now, some of you probably don't even know about walking to school, but we walked, you just picked up people along the way. An interesting thing to show you that my Aunt Charlene really loved me. I was scared to go to school. Why? Because I was afraid of dogs. I really was. I could see a dog 3-4 blocks away and I would start to cry. But my Aunt Charlene said, well, you have to have an education. You've got to go to school. So how did she solve that? She sent a strong person with me. She sent Edith Marie, who was 1 year younger than me, to walk me to school. It was fun. And Edith Marie and I laugh about that all the time now. How Aunt Charlene solved that problem of me being afraid of dogs by sending Edith Marie to school with me. Well, we had, we played playground games at school. We recited poetry. And for some reason or other, I remember coming home for lunch. So we would walk to school, go to school for half the day, and then we'd walk home for lunch. And I remember Aunt Charlene making tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches. And I thought, that was so good. And every time I have tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches, I think, that is an example of how Aunt Charlene loved me by giving us a lovely lunch. Now, most of the time, we played in the yard. We played in the front yard, and there were other children in the neighborhood. And so the front yard had very little grass, mostly just dirt. But we played there. We played there all the time. And Aunt Charlene would help us. She would help us make mud pies. So she would give us an old plate or a broken cup or something, and then we would stir up dirt and water and have a little tea party. That was quite fun. But we also had a back stairs, and she would holler out the window, "You all stop running up and down those back stairs." But they were wooden stairs, and they made a lot of noise. And it was a wonderful feeling to run up the stairs, boom, 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 and run down the stairs until Aunt Charlene would make us stop. Well, then we moved from that fourplex to a moved house. That means that they took a house from somewhere, I don't know where, and they moved it a couple of blocks away from us on 16th Street Terrace. And so it was up on some blocks. And that house was on a really steep hill. Oh, and so we could run up and down the hill, but down at the bottom of the hill was a very busy street. So Aunt Charlene would say, "Don't go all the way down to Vine Street," because it was a very busy street and there were cars back and forth. But we would try our best to run past the house down the street before we could get to the bottom, and Aunt Charlene would say, "You've gone too far, come back." And we knew that she was really just trying to make sure that we were safe. So that was another example of how she was taking care and making sure that we knew that she loved us because she wanted to protect us. Now, I told you we played in the front yard. That was so much fun, but we only played in play clothes. We had 3 sets of clothes. There were school clothes, there were play clothes, and there were Sunday clothes. Now, Sunday clothes were only for Sunday. And Aunt Charlene, who was a very, very, what people would call a very Christian woman, always made sure that we went to church. We went to church every Sunday. Now, we were Episcopal. And so we went to an Episcopal church, St. Augustine's, where there was a nice ceremonial service, and there were hymns singing and an organ playing, and it was wonderful. And if we didn't get up in time to make it to St. Augustine's in time, then Aunt Charlene made us go to the Pentecostal church, which was right up the street. It was right on the corner. And the Pentecostal church, oh my goodness, they sang and they clapped and they played drums and they shook tambourines and people danced in the aisles. It was very different from an Episcopal church service. But Aunt Charlene made sure that every Sunday we went to church, either Episcopal or Pentecostal. It didn't matter to her. So we went to Wendell Phillips School, and to get to Wendell Phillips School, we had to walk by Mr. and Mrs. Gooden's store. And so Mr. and Mrs. Gooden, in the morning, they weren't open, but in the afternoon, they were. And you could go in and buy penny candy. And sometimes, not very often, but sometimes Aunt Charlene would give us a nickel maybe. And between the three of us, and we would go and buy penny candy from Mr. and Mrs. Gooden's store. And we always called it Mr. and Mrs. Gooden's store. So when we would come home from school, you had to change out of your school clothes and into your play clothes. And then you could go out into the front yard and you could play and play and play. It was such fun. But then there was a time, maybe when I was maybe 6 or 7, when my mom decided that I was going to go not to Wendell Phillips School, but to a Catholic school, St. Joseph's Catholic School. And it wasn't too far, but I had to catch the bus. So then Aunt Charlene would get me up in the morning and she would get me all ready. And then she would make sure that I got to the bus so I could be at St. Joseph's School on time. And I thought that was really, really nice of her. Now, I told you, my Aunt Charlene, she was a really good Christian woman. She was a lovely, lovely woman, and she took care of everybody. There was one thing that you could not do. And the one thing that you could not do was you could not tell a lie. And Charlene did not like lying. She would give you a whipping for telling a lie. Now, I was little and I was young and I would lie. I don't even know why. And she would always know. She called me Dee Dee. Dee Dee, that was my nickname. And she'd say, Dee Dee, you are telling a lie. And I would be thinking in my head, how does she know that? But I think it was because she was such a good person. And she saw the good in people. And she knew that lying probably was not a good thing to do. And so she would always call you out if you were lying. She did not like that. Now, even though my Aunt Charlene took care of all of us, and there were 7 of us. There was Aunt Charlene and Uncle Eddie and me and Edith Marie and Eddie Jr. and Roger. And after a while, there was Gregory. And she still did day work. She left the house in the morning after we had gone to school. She left the house and she would go out and she would clean those in someone else's house. But she always did her work with pride and with dignity. And because of that, we learned to work hard, take pride in your work, and do your work with dignity, with a positive attitude, and be thankful and grateful for all of the things that you have in your life. And so, even though we may have worn what we called hand-me-down clothes, and Edith was bigger than me, so I got clothes that she outgrew, and I wore them. Or we got things from the families that she worked for. She were always dressed. She always made sure that we were clean, that our things were mended, even if they were not brand new. A special time in our life was Christmas time. Now, nowadays, people get presents and presents and presents. But when I was a little girl at Aunt Charlene's house, you maybe got one present for Christmas, and you would something that you wished for. Maybe it was a doll or a truck or Maybe you wanted a diary or something like that. You might get that. But what we really looked forward to was our Christmas stockings, because we really believed that if you had not been good, there would be coal in your stocking. So nobody wanted coal in their stocking. But what was in our Christmas stocking was oranges and walnuts and socks and underwear, and sometimes a little bag of ribbon candy. Now, I don't know if they even make ribbon candy anymore, but whenever I see that swirly loop of ribbon candy, it always reminds me of Aunt Charlene. My Aunt Charlene, there wasn't a lot of it, and she made sure that we shared, but it always felt like I really, really love because of that ribbon candy. There was one interesting thing that happened when I was a little girl. You could go to the butcher or the market and you could buy a live chicken if we were going to have chicken dinner. And then they would put the chicken out in the backyard, and Uncle Eddie would chase the chicken around, and then he'd catch it and he'd stretch its neck out and he'd chop its head off. And then the chicken would run around the yard with no head. It was kind of scary, but it was also kind of funny. But what Aunt Charlene taught me to do, and Edith Marie too, was how to pluck the feathers off of a chicken. When we first did it, we were not very good at it, and it didn't go well at all. But after a while, she was very patient with us and showed us exactly how to do it, so that when she got ready to cook that chicken, there was not a feather on it, not even one. So my childhood with my Aunt Charlene was wonderful, wonderful, because she was full of love. She was very strong. She was strong in her mind, and she was strong because she could work. She worked very hard. She was a patient person, a very patient person, and I hope that you have someone in your life who is very patient with you. If it takes a long time to learn how to do something, Aunt Charlene would wait until you learned how to do it. She kept the house for 7 people, like I said. She worked outside the home. She instilled in me and us Christian values. She expressed gratitude, and that showed her love and strength, her love for us, her love for self, her love for her neighbors, and strength in the times of trouble, when there were trials and tribulations, because there were times when things did not go well. And so, if there was trouble, if there was tribulation, Aunt Charlene would always say, "This too will pass." And that taught us and taught me to learn that it doesn't last forever. In fact, nothing lasts forever. That a trial and tribulation, you will get over it. And even happy and lovely times, sometimes they will go away. And she always said, "Do unto others as you would have people do unto you." And that is a lesson of her love and strength that still lives with me today. Now, she has been gone from this earth for a very long time now. But as I remember, and even trying to remember things to tell you about her, she is still always with me. She wore an apron. It had 2 pockets. And in the pockets of her apron, almost always, you could find a small peppermint candy for when you were sad or down, or things were not going well, or someone had hurt your feelings, or you'd skinned your knee, and she'd give you that little peppermint candy to soothe away all the cares. And in her pocket was also a handkerchief, and that handkerchief was there to dry your eyes, or to wipe your nose, or to scrape that blood off of that skinned knee. And so that strong, loving woman is one of the people who I know have caused me to be the person that I am today. And I would wish for you someone like that, my Aunt Charlene, in your life, a woman of love and strength. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Beverly, for sharing your story about your Aunt Charlene.
Yeah.
I hope for those who tuned in, you enjoyed Beverly's story and also the song taught by Jayanthi from Give Get Sister. Thank you to these two beautiful and strong and loving women for joining us today. And we encourage you to check out the Virtual Family Day website if you haven't already, where you'll find relevant activities, including the recording from today's event, as well as more art making activities you can do, and also storytelling activity. You can find this template called Tell a Story about an inspirational woman, where you can draw and write, because it's important to take time to reflect on the important women in our life and share our appreciation and honor them. So I hope that you also find a moment with your family to tell a story about an important woman in your life.
Yes. Yes.
So Jayanthi, are you there? Would you be able to join us to wave goodbye? No. She has a daughter, so maybe she may be
I'm
running around.
why it's not working.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all right.
It says the host has stopped my video.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's to start video.
Oh,
There you go. Nope. Almost.
here it comes. I bet it's happening. Is it happening? Well, anyways, thank you so much for having me.
So much. Happy Women's History Month. Please check out the Virtual Family Day website.
Oh, there you are.
Also, hi. Thank you so much for joining us. And also thank you to our Family Day major sponsor, Bank of America, for making all our programs free and accessible. And we hope that you join us next month.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.